Hi everyone, and welcome to the stream. Um, yeah, as you can probably see, I have a new mod. After reaching my most recent follower goal, I have decided to promote that vamp. She's been doing a hell of a lot of stuff to sort of help both me and the channel. And to be fair, I trust her to keep an eye on most things. Ignore the fact she's can't promise not to stab me. Um, that totally wasn't the reason why I offered her the position. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing particularly well today. I mean, I'm doing well. Stab, I think they have a different name for that, which I'm not sure we should probably go any further into, to be honest. But yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I'm taking a lot of caffeine. I was up till very early in the morning. My cat was being a bit silly. She didn't want to come back inside. So, I've managed to catch up most of the sleep, but I should be ready and prepared and good to do the stream. So yeah, as I think I've said before, this is a sort of like a makeup stream. I wasn't able to stream yesterday, and so I thought, I'll knock it into the Monday stream. I might do another random stream that I would have done today on another day. I'll post that as being like a bonus or a mystery one. I don't know, but I'll try to do it maybe a bit later on in the evening so that people can come watch it. But with that, we can probably bring up the gameplay. So, doing all good still. I do want to thank the fact that we are up to 12 followers now. We've had a few new followers join. I know, I do spoil you. Like, I am far too nice to you. But yes, we're up to 12 new followers. Which, it means we're steadily growing. And, yeah, who knows? Who knows? The goal has currently automatically increased to 20. I'm not necessarily expecting to hit that anytime soon, but, it's always nice to have a goal. If you aim for the stars, you'll land on the moon. So, let's load in. I have been doing a little bit of leveling behind the scenes, making sure we've kind of brought enough stuff. And... oh, okay, for some reason it is not... that widget is still not working. It doesn't like certain people. Which is... I am sorry, Vamp. You still have the hat, even if it's not on the widget. I can promise you that. But yes, so I've been running a few sort of tests. I've changed the audio a bit more. Hopefully my voice sounds a bit more clearer. I've done a bit of, like, looking at the broadcast options behind the scenes. Nothing that you should have really recognised if I've done it particularly well. In-game, I've not been doing very much, so the only new thing we have is currently have an assistant. That was already very much clown-focused. Yeah, of course, yeah. The widget was to test it, not just for the fact that you can claim Crowmana isn't here, so you get to have the hat. But yes, so we've got currently got another assistant. I'm not sure we're going to call them. But, who knows, maybe inspiration will strike. As, we're running for our lives from some sort of monster. I have found out purely by accident, that I can fall downstairs if I am not paying attention. So, if I walk backwards on the stairs, I can fall down the stairs. I may have done that down a very large flight and then had to rush a character with a broken leg, broken bones to the infirmary. But, it's the important thing is we're all fine. I know, the flop, right? Like, I was trying to see if I can make him do it again. I both love and hate the clown. And of course, I had to give him a horn. Currently, he's set to doing roughly the same thing that the other assistants are doing. We just take sort of the edge off of everything. Everybody else should be leveled. If I remember correctly, I didn't actually do anything other than getting to this station. There is a brand new... I took up some wiring, so I may have made a minor modification to the ships, which obviously, hopefully I'll be able to show you in a second. So we'll just pick up a couple of quick missions. There's a lot of coalition missions we've got here. So we can transport an official... doesn't seem to... There you go. Some more mining. I might be willing to risk characters going out mining now. We've got a few bit stronger equipment. And some more, dare I say, disposable characters. So, yeah. We can possibly risk some mining. And then we've got some crawler eggs. And some more transport, which I'm loving transport, to be honest. Yeah, we sent out a guinea pig. We saved the important people. Yeah, we need the captain. We need the engineer. We need the mechanic, unfortunately. And we definitely need the doctor, who is routinely using up all the medical equipment on any reason whatsoever. Like, the amount of times my character's just been injected with morphine because he's bumped his head slightly is very distressing. So, I'll do a quick show of some of the stuff I have put on board the ship. Morphine does fix all. And to be fair, I'd rather it be morphine than some weird alien drug. So, main things we've got are these buttons. Now, hopefully I won't need to show you what these buttons do. There's probably a chance I will. It's a thing that hopefully will resolve an issue if it comes up, but there is one for each ballast tank. Those that have played Barotrauma before might know what I'm planning on doing with these. I'll pop down just to show you. So the buttons lead down with a bit of wiring. Ignore the fact my character is floating face down in water. To a detonator. Inside the detonator is an incendiary grenade. Now, what if I told you that was to help protect the ballast tanks from a specific thing, specific threat, that should be very obvious when it happens? Hopefully, you know what? I'll see if I could try to trigger it. There is a way how we can try and trigger it early. And of course, the other thing I had to do was I got a little sign up here that for those... I'll move out the way so you can get a better look. And it says, Captain knows best. Now, I might end up having to move that and make more of those signs around the ship. We will see. It purely depends on if people start questioning my decisions. But, you know, we'll start off with a nice simple dive, I think. Get back used to it, get a few more missions. So I have cleared up quite a bit around here. Obviously, maybe we'll try and go a bit further east. I'm not sure. We have to get a certain amount of... Oh, yeah, we can potentially even leave. So, we could open up access to the next area. Which would be good. For those who have been paying attention, yes, our alliances have swapped around quite a bit. We've gone from being friends with the coalition, the sort of fascists of Europa, to being more friends with the rebels, separatists. It wasn't a goal I had in mind. It was purely for the fact that we just happened to have a lot of quests that offered a decent amount of money. And they were all for rebels. So, you know, we can say that we're a gritty, no-nonsense mercenary band, I think, is how we'd have to approach this. Ship is doing really well. I have restocked a lot of ammunition, so a lot of missions like the hunting enemies, and stuff like that, we should be okay. I don't think we're encountering pirates yet. I'm not sure if they brought pirates into the solo campaign. No, you can get pirates in the solo campaign, because I actually remember fighting some of them. I think so. either way, it basically just be another submarine that will cause havoc, and we can basically try to blow each other up. But I think we're not at that point yet. So let's start with a nice, fairly simple... Let's go up and around. We'll try to cover this path. Totally, these two bits are totally undiscovered. May as well clear it. So we've got a nice coalition transport, official transport, which we'll take. I think we'll leave this for a bit. I think when we go a bit further across and maybe a bit later into the stream, we'll start doing some more challenging things. So I hope everybody is ready. I mean, I've been quite enjoying myself on this. I may have gone playing another game early this morning. Not this morning, it was even this afternoon, which barely any viewership. But, I'm streaming it at like 1 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. It's one of the perks of... I say perks. One of the perks of being unemployed at the moment. But, I enjoyed it. It was another one of the slice and dice runs, which, despite the fact I knew more this time, I failed sooner. But the VOD's up. I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube in a bit as well. It seems to be doing really well. Pink Gerbil has mentioned that the Goblin Cleanup stream did particularly well, and is doing particularly well, which is both amazing to see. I'm terrified that my little maid outfit will be coming back. But, maybe I'll throw that in as another sort of like incentive to keep people entertained. So as we see here, yep. There's a reason people follow, and it seems to be them legs. Yeah, as we see here, our doctor seems to be very focused on making sure that people are okay. She's been sitting quite happily amidship. She does do occasionally replace oxygens when needed, but let's try and do a nice simple one to begin with. So we'll go manual steering, and then maybe later on we'll try maybe to throw out some stuff. Got some ideas. Maybe we'll do an entire thing without me looking at like totally passive, so not sure we go. Might try and do an entire run full pedal to the metal, just full out there, just trying to steer. And then obviously, if wanted and if asked, I'll do on with a full active sonar blaring around so everybody can see us. So what I'm going to try to do, it does seem slightly... It's fine. It's only youth sort of vamp. We're all good. I was going before I was rudely interrupted. No, there is literally just seafloor beneath us. Still phone ping. Yeah, there's no way to get down there. So, one of the things that we can encounter happens with these lovely blue sparkly objects here, which initially you think's really nice. Until now we can start encountering a creature that uses them. Which I do actively like. They do look sparkly, they do look pretty. And the creature themselves is nothing that we need to worry about too much. I'm just going to bang straight into another wall, aren't I? Ah, okay. Right, I'm going to quickly jump onto Blarg. So, this is one of the new creatures we have to encounter. It is quite angry. Annoyingly, I have not got the right guns for this. So we'll try to get around it better. See if we can get above it. Okay, well, we're sinking. Hey, you know what? But you know what? Get the worst out of the way now, right? No, I think... Okay, no. We are actually rising up a bit more now. No, now we're sinking. I think we're being just rammed. So, effectively, we have to shoot away at its underside, which is quite difficult to do because it is very highly protected front. So, swapping between vest and pants and blarg vests. Which, annoyingly, it's still in an annoying position. See if I can still maneuver around. I can try to go above it. Now this is totally the reason, like, I wanted to get these better guns. We are sinking. It's nowhere near as bad. And we can use Witchcraft's heavier guns at the bottom. Which I'm just going to let the bots run and reload. I'm asking it to sort of stay where we are. Yep, no worries. That's absolutely a cool vamp. We are totally fine. Totally fine. Yes, this is one of the larger ones. No, I haven't died yet. I don't think I've killed it either, though. So we're desperately trying to do some repairing. Actually, no, you know what? It's not moving. I think we may have killed it. It may have sent us to the bottom of the ocean, but I think we killed it. Oh, that it's playing dead. I think we are rising, slowly and surely. Well, easy way to find out if it's playing dead. If we bump into it, if it comes with us, I think it's dead. Okay, yep, we killed it. Yay! Woo! So, that's one of the more medium-sized creatures now we start encountering. There are much bigger. I still don't think we'll come across an endworm sort of thing. But when we start seeing sonar bouncing back towards us, then you'll probably hear us panic, and that will probably be a I'm just running. We are nowhere at that level yet. I don't think we're going to encounter them, but we were encountering... Well, we had the option of fighting Molochs, so that thing, in the easier zone. There you go. Nice, simple first dive. What I can possibly do... Let's lock in. We'll have a look at, like, if anybody's leveling up. I might even be able to show you vamp, since, you know, you are the party's medic. I'll show you what I've thrown in to kind of get you an idea for what your medic is doing. And yeah, maybe I'll get some ideas maybe in the future if there's any particular path you want me to go down early. At the moment, I kind of very much focused on making sure that she could heal people, which makes sense, she's the medic. But there are paths I can send her down to be very good for like gene splicing and making people be able to shoot spines from their backs. So if that's something you want to go down, we'll explore the other options as well, because you can eventually get to all of them. To be fair, if we can get you to that point where you can start doing gene splicing, we can effectively make the people those zombie things, which I don't think you encountered the first time we encountered some zombies. But yes, we can get some underwater zombies. And we can make it so that you are effectively keep people in the last stage before they become zombies. So they get all the benefits. They get a weird tentacle coming out of their mouth, but that's about it. So it's very, very hentai, very Cthulhu. Yeah, you know, I'll have a quick show. So this is the medic. Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to do the faces or traits. That's sort of kind of given. As you can see, you're particularly good currently in medicine. You kind of needed to be. We gave you some decent skills, so you know you've got more health. You can use things better. You can apply CPR a lot better, and effectively, if you can finish a mission, you start saving up blood packs. I'm not sure from who. I'm assuming yourself. I'm not going to question too much, Vamp. I think that's very much your decision where you get that blood from. But the path we went down initially was medic, which, you know, gives you extra medical skill. Yeah, I don't need to know the sources. You just know where to get blood, and that's all that matters. I had a choice between making it so assistants became slightly better at medical skill if you were in the room with them, or you could drag people a lot faster, and you move faster if people are unconscious. I thought, if somebody's unconscious, they need a medic at the scene sooner rather than later. Basically give you that option instead. And likewise, we had a choice of being able to make your medical equipment even better. And you can use medicine on a friendly character and get more health. If there was any of this that seemed particularly rough, I think there is some drug we can make you take to make you forget it all to relearn it, but, well, you know, at the moment I think this is fairly good. And then obviously the final part of this was called Miracle Worker. So, effectively, nobody on the group will die just through blood loss, as long as you're around. If a monster tears them to pieces, they will die. I can't stop that, you can't stop that, but nobody will die just by... Yeah, you administer strange things, you don't take drugs, so that makes sense. That's how I wanted to see it. That being said, though, the two other options were xenologists and chemists. So xenologists was very much about if we start fighting monsters, you can start finding genetic material. And basically, we can start splicing genes into people, eventually making them get nice extra bonuses. So, you know, run faster, become stronger, be better at melee, breathe underwater, all that sort of level of stuff. But that does involve fighting a lot more monsters. Which, to be fair, we've got 3 security guards now. That might be something we can end up doing. And then the other path is chemists. So, you know, you start off with Plague Doctor, which, you know, totally not biased, but I think that's a pretty cool one. Which gives you acid burn resistance, the ability to make a lot of acid weapons, which I don't know why that kind of fits for a Plague Doctor, but it's what Barotrauma thought. We can make it so your current gun... Oh yes, you do currently have a gun that you can load drugs into and shoot people from a distance. And you can also load poison into it and shoot poison at things from a distance. Which was part of the reason why you started infecting people. Was you were just randomly just firing like off the zombie parasite in my private game. Just at anybody that's walking past you. Which I believe the advancement means you can load 2 things up. So you can have a healing... syringe and a poison syringe in there at once. In exchange, if you didn't take that, you can make chemicals cheaper and make them faster, which once again is a good idea, but I get a feeling you're a bit more of a combat medic. You want to be on the scene, making sure people are okay, rather than sort of staying on the ship. We do have it that eventually you can make combat stimulants, make people buff them for a lot longer, which could be useful. I believe you can use combat stimulants on yourself. But the other one would be acid burns do more damage. Now, personally, if you're going to get an upgrade that makes you have acid anyway, you may as well make the acid better. If you want the buffs, we can go for the buffs, but that was just me. And finally, macro dosing. You can basically just make things a lot more powerful, and basically make people have permanent performance enhancements. So that's kind of that route. They're both interesting. We'll maybe look at if there's anything, but if you're interested in either xenologist or chemist, let me know. Honestly, they are both good. Picking one path won't lock you out the others. It's literally when it just comes to these dual-purpose parts. We can even start going back and leveling up these earlier skills as well. So, yeah, there are things we could do as and when we come across it. Zweigwin is currently getting to the point where we are just leveling him up to not die. No, if you choose one, the other path isn't ruled out. Grey Shirt, so in the case of Zweigwin, once Grey Shirt is maxed out, I can start picking Apprentice or Clown. It's just literally, we have to go through that pathway first, and then we can lock the other. Which is why we do have him currently going on Apprentice. He will be better on Clown, including being able to go faster, resist damage, all that sort of stuff, while kind of causing just chaos. Clown diving masks. Eventually, he can make a Clown deep sea diving suit. So, yeah, they're all good. Honestly, I think this is a really fair game, and if there is a path you go, actually, say you pick acid, but we don't end up doing anything acidy-fied, anything that really works out, we can... There are ways we can sort of like respec your character if you want to go into something else. So, while we are on board, I'll have a quick look at getting some more jobs. And we'll slowly carry on going around. So we've got prisoner transport. Some more supplies. No, that's cargo salvage. You could do some cargo salvaging, which is very similar to mining. It will involve leaving the ship. We could do that. You know, it's not too difficult. I think at worst, there's sometimes some monsters on board the ships. A lot of the time there's like just deep pressure and giant holes and stuff. But we could be okay with that. There we go, you got some special transports. So yeah, we'll make a little bit of extra cash. It is. One of the best things you can do is the beacons, which I've not come across any beacons, because the beacons I don't tend to do that much. So the beacons make the paths a bit easier to go across. It's slightly less dangerous. You can start identifying where things are without needing your ship there. It does involve leaving your ship, going on board a station that is already flooded. If you're really unlucky, there's a monster there. Usually a zombie. And then just praying you can repair the place enough that, oh, we'll buy some acid grenades. We've got a decent little chunk of money now. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of leaving the ship. Hence why I'm the captain. And of course, Medic needs to stay aboard the ship as well. But yeah, worst case scenario, we'll send the Clown We'll send the clown, we'll give them some basic equipment, and then just go, yeah, if you survive, awesome. We've made the path a bit better. Yeah, that sort of guttural reaction. Guttural reaction of going on board a dead, like, station and fixing it, knowing that behind this next door, something could just jump out and eat you. So yeah, we'll send the clown. We'll send the assistant, or I'll hire somebody quickly, and we'll call them like cannon fodder. And if they survive it, awesome. If they don't, well, were they really part of the crew? There's a few things, so stuff like the doctor's uniform you already have, but at some point we can start upgrading it. So we just need to kind of keep an eye on. We still don't get a huge access to stuff right now. We can start getting gene splicers, which is something I have been buying. So the gene splicers are what you need to start putting genetic material into people's bodies. We don't have any genetic material right now, and if we did, we'd need to sort of refine it. But, there's nothing wrong with sort of getting pre-prepared in case, you decide to advance evolution by just infecting people with the zombie plague and sit there watching. We can get you a medical officer's outfit, which I think we will, because slightly less useful than the doctor's uniform. So, doctor's uniform protects you more from damage. The medical officer's outfit will give you better medicine. It's not a lot, but I'm not planning on risking you specifically off-board ship. If something comes on the ship, you're weaker, but that's why we have the security guards. And let's see, we've got a few other things. So, Mind Wipe is the drug I was telling you about. It allows you to effectively reset your character specs. Mind Sense is something brand new. I've not actually encountered that. Yeah. I think Officer, and it's an upgrade. We can also get you something like an armor or a bandolier to sort of protect you if we desperately need you to have a bit more health, but we shouldn't need that. We can start getting eggs, which could be something you might find interesting. So if we inject an egg with saline, I think there is a chance. I don't want to say there's 100% chance. I think there is a chance you can hatch a monster, and that monster becomes friendly. And I believe you can get pet food, and a pet name tag. So we could randomly hatch a monster, see what it is. I think I see what you want. Okay, well, would you like me to get an egg to let you hatch? So you can have a pet on board. I mean, if I've got witchcraft, a pot, and a seed bag, and I'm just going to get him some seeds. I'll buy him some seeds while we're here as well. Oh, yeah, okay. So, we have a choice. I think they're down here. Strange eggs. So, we'll go Pokemon rules. Rather than go for Mudraptor, we'll go for one of these. So, you can either pick Strange Egg number 1. I have no idea what it is. Strange Egg number 2. Once again, no idea what it is. Or Strange Egg number 3. Who knows? I'm sure one of them's fire type, one of them's grass type, one of them's water type. So I will let you pick in the chat 1, 2, or 3. Which you want 3. Even though it's got a creepy. You know what? Okay, yeah. Even if it's got a creepy eye, you want 3. We'll buy a Strange Egg, and we'll make sure we get some. It says we have to inject it with some saline, so we'll just make sure we have some saline as well. We'll just get a bunch of saline. And we'll purchase it. I'm not even going to risk... I'm not going to risk this getting lost. I will just take it. Which I believe I've dumped some of it on the floor. But we can get you to come along. I don't know where you would... Where... Okay. I should have offered this to you earlier, to be honest. Just but, oh yeah, do you want to have a pet egg, a pet animal? I knew you were going to go. The same way, I know that if I let Witchcraft know you can do farming, he will start farming. Worst case scenario, if I can't find it, or if I've lost it on the way, when we do a mission, it will automatically... There you go, we've got some of the stuff now. So, first things first, we've got... Get your medic's fatigues and swap it for coat. Bit more mad scientist. Just gotta drop that there for the time being, mix a bit of space. We need some saline. So, grab as much of the saline as we can. We'll give you a access to the gene splicer as well, so... Oh, you already have a gene splicer already in you. I hadn't planned to do that. I have noticed you're also a bit damaged, so we'll run and grab you some health. If we abandon all the stuff here, it routinely says that it will just automatically appear on the ship. So I'm not too fussed about just abandoning stuff. This is more of a... We'll set it up so the egg will always hatch. But yeah, we also need to buy some pet food as well, which is something I didn't do. So, let's grab some pet food. You know, we'll get some name tags. Okay. I don't know, I mean, you're a medic that's needing somebody else to heal you. Hey, you already got a bit of a blunt force trauma. And I'll even, when it comes to it, we'll put the pet food and stuff in the medic's quarters. And if the bots get particularly upset, I will just try to tell the bots that no, we don't touch the pet food. So yeah, ooh, you were probably the most hurt out of all of us. So we'll give you a quick heal, everyone. And this is where we start learning... You didn't see that. That didn't happen. We're all good. We're still very close to the medic's office. Yeah, the doctor obviously didn't do a very good job, so we'll just quickly heal that up again. In order to make sure that everything is good, so we will, before we even set off, let's see if we can start trying the beginning to hatch this thing. So we'll go somewhere nice and light. Maybe in the battery room. There's plenty of light in here, and it's nice and secluded. And for all intents and purposes, I hope to God I don't accidentally press the wrong button and just throw it on the floor. That would be... Okay, put the strange egg. I don't know what that is. Silo toad. Well, that's what you wanted, right? I mean, if you give me a second... I mean... Yeah? I mean, yeah, I mean, he seems a bit hungry, so, I'll run and actually quickly buy him some more pet food. I make no promises, I will do my absolute damnedest to make sure nothing bad happens. To the point where I will push other characters in front of him to be eaten. But... Well, you know, you can think of a name. I'll get a... while I'm going here, I'll buy and actively hold on to a name tag as well. We'll just drop that there, because it will just go straight to the ship. So, you think of a good name, and I will name him. Does that actually mean that we know what that egg is? So we'll see if it still say strange egg. Yeah, it still says strange egg. There's no rush to name him. He can be just be the ship's mascot for the time being. But surprisingly, you took no damage from that. I'm not sure why you didn't take no damage of that, but I'm not going to complain. So yeah, let's run back to this. This should encourage the food to be... should encourage the food to come on board. So, we can go... Swarm with prisoner transport. Material outpost. Now, we've kind of wanted to go this... We could try to stop here, at the beacon as well. You know what? Let's try to deliver some items. We can at least look at the beacon. If the beacon looks like it's too much hassle, we'll cut our losses and run. But we'll make some decent money. I will throw it back onto this overlay. I keep on hitting the mic. I need to get one of those like separate mics, not one that's attached to a headset. Oh well. Yeah, stuff to do for the future, I think. But honestly, I forgot that thing even existed. I thought it would be something else. Like, I've had crawlers, so those weird sort of undead seal things before. And I had like I think it was like an orangey goopy thing, which I know Crewmana was very fond of. She got really upset. Like, I'm talking heartbreaking upset when I struggled back in. You adore him. Okay, well that's good. That's absolutely good. It's good because he's your pet. He's your pet first, and then he's the ship's mascot. I probably need to have a better look myself, to be honest. But I'm glad that we've been able to bring these sort of like little things on board. I think the next step to do will be to try to figure out, maybe not this ship, but we need to build up some nice amount of... Oh, it's following you around. It likes you. It stays with you. Okay, well, while that's happening then, let's see if... We'll find some pet food. I'm sure if we search the ship. I feel awful, because I have a horrible feeling something bad will happen. Not that I want it to. Although it's not wanting to show pet food where the pet food was, so we'll have a quick check in just some of the generic places. The game is saying I can't pick up the box because I've got my hands full of grenades. You want to call him Mooch? Okay, let's call him Mooch. There you go. We've got that, and we've got pet food, which we'll replace currently with buttons. He just mooches along. Okay. Right, okay. Pet tag. So we want to name him... Mooch. Yep. So we'll name Mooch. And equipped him. I think. There you go, give the sideload. There you go, Mooch. Hey, as awful it is to say this, Vamp, the fact that if Mooch is what brings you back on a weekly basis, then I will do my absolute damnedest to look after him. And if not, for every Mooch, if Mooch goes, I will buy you, not only that current one, I'll buy you another pet alongside it. So if the worst does happen to Mooch, you'll end up with 2 pets. If that happens to those pets, you get 3. And yeah, I will just, until eventually, if we keep on dying, and I let the pets die and I don't reset, we'll literally have a ship full of pets that are just following you around. Thought I may have just given him food, and he's just... Yeah, you can even pick up Mooch. It says stunned. Don't worry. Don't worry. Stunned means that he's just not fighting back. It means that you can hold him, and they're not going to try to kill things or hurt you. It's not like you've knocked them unconscious or put them to like a sleeper hold. But I shall let you deal with Mooch. Right, we were doing a quick transport mission, I believe. So, we were going to stop at the beacon station as well. Okay, yep, cool. I remember what we were doing now. So we've got Mooch on board. Okay, yep. Mooch on board. We're going to get a farm growing for witchcraft. We might need a bigger ship. There are bigger ships. We can definitely go for a bigger ship. But until then... Our gunners are doing a better job. I can do that. If you want me to make a little thing on the back of the ship, even if it means I have to bring up like custom creation and make edits to the ship and resave the ship and rebuy the ship as the Mooch, I can put Mooch on board as an actual stencil. And if not, if you don't want to do that, I will get one of the little text displays. What are my gunners doing? Well, Mooch is okay. I mean, I hope they're gunning. Yeah, it looks like Mooch is amphibious, so that is going to be... I think he's going to fit in very well with the crew. Okay, we seem to have killed whatever it was, but we're still sinking. Yeah, I was worried. I don't want to give you something and then break your heart. So, the fact that Mooch seems to be amphibious and isn't dead is a very good sign. Because I think if that was the case, I would just... Yes, again. Again. Which, before, like, anybody watching this later, like, kind of, you know, bumps in and starts questioning, I know Vamp in real life. I have GM'd when we've done, like, Call of Cthulhu and stuff like that for Vamp. And I may have a habit of breaking her heart in those games. There's nothing else to this. Don't look any deep into this, okay? It's purely innocent, honest, and that's totally also the reason why she wants to stab me. It's nothing else. Wait, Blarg is saying he's been shot. What was the mission again we were doing? It's mining material. He shouldn't be shot. Gunshot wound. That might explain how he got shot. I didn't realise the crawlers got on board that much. But I think he's just complaining, to be honest. I think he's totally fine. He's not that injured. Yeah, he's got a very minor gunshot wound. Like, we can heal him. I'm just hearing Mooch now in the background. Hey, Blog. Yeah, I totally wasn't complaining that you're complaining about being shot. So, Blark, I should probably introduce you. We do have 2 new crew members. We have a random assistant. Yeah, you got shot valiantly by one of your crew members. Only a little shot. It's only a very minor flesh wound. You're still alive. You're not dead. The medic's kept alive. We do have a pet on board. So meet Mooch. That vamp wanted a pet. And we got a pet. I am now terrified that if anything happens to Mooch, I will be hunted down by probably. You can pet. You know, let's go. We'll introduce you to Mooch. We'll let you meet Mooch. Happy and friendly. So we're doing a quick station run, dropping off some materials. I was going to think about going to the beacon station here. Yes, it's the medic's baby. If anything happens to Mooch, I've already promised I would buy 2 pets in return. Mooch is apparently also amphibious, so we were able to find that out, which is a great thing to know. I woke something up. But that's all good. I think that's going to be okay. So yeah, we're going to have a quick look at this beacon station. Yeah, nothing's ever gone wrong with going to a station that... So the station is over here. If we can get this working, it will inevitably make this entire route a lot easier to travel. It will break down slowly over time, which means you have to kind of go back and keep an eye on it. It does reward money though, so that in itself is, you know, useful. It's a quick, easy way of doing it. I'm not going to risk anybody at the moment. Anybody in particular, anyway. So, yeah, I hired this lovely little assistant clown. I believe he has a welding tool, a screwdriver, and a wrench. We'll probably want to load up with a few extra things. So let's give him another oxygen tank. He won't need a diving mask, so we're going to give him a diving suit. But we'll give him another welding flask in case that one runs out. Let's... I think we have some plasma cutters in here. We do, we have plasma cutters. So that will be particularly useful if things go wrong. Let's give them a torch so they can see in the dark. And an underwater scooter. So, totally had that. The squeaks, yeah. Yeah. If we become more and more friends with the clowns, we get slightly different... The best way I can describe it is like... almost like a clown deity outfit, which imagine just full red, crown, everything. So we will leave Mooch where he is. And we'll go diving. For some reason, they never like shutting the hatch. Here is the station. Seems to be relatively intact. So we'll just do a quick... Yeah, the walls seem to be okay. There will be a pump on board. Usually, most of what we need is already there. We'll just have a quick check. So we've got a leak in this corner. So it's very good to kind of get this fixed. Cool. Right, I think this is all good. We have a leak over here. And I could redo with the torch being held as well. So let's shut the door. Okay, so the airlock did have oxygen in it, which makes me think that if we are lucky, this should be a relatively easy fix. I'll stay near the top, I think. Okay, I think there is something down there. What do you think, chat? Should I, possibly kill whatever it is down there? I don't have any real weapons. It's probably a husk parasite. There is definitely something down there. I don't know. We could kill the clown could die. But people will live if the clown dies. Yeah, let's do it. Worst case scenario, it gets infected and we just have to deal with that as when we deal with it. So it is trapped in this room. Okay, yep, this is why we're sending clowns in and not people I actually want. Wait, what? Something happened on board ship. I just noticed it was like somebody was complaining. I didn't shut the door. There we go. It's all good. It's all good. I totally didn't forget to shut, like, yeah, I wasn't accidentally flooding the ship. Right. Our best bet, I'm just going to go at it with the plasma cutter. We'll just blitz through it. So 3, 2, 1. Hello. Hello. Yeah. The husk is the welding torch. Gee, even better idea. Let's lure the zombie out, and if you can bring him towards our guns. Big zombie. zombie. Hiya, Gerbil. We are currently feeding a clown to a zombie. So we are luring the zombie away. Okay. So, right. Yes. Zombie is now dead. So that station should be undefended. And when I say undefended, that's a good thing. Does appear to be infected with the zombie plague. So we'll just quickly go back on board the ship. I just want to make absolutely sure. It doesn't look obvious. But for the sake of everything else, I think let's just get the medic. Let's just ask the medic to... Actually, can I get access straight to the medicine cabinet myself? I think we can. Okay, so we're looking for a specific drug. Which, surprisingly, I can't get access to a lot of it. But it's something called Calexidine, cyanide, abusin, fentanyl, astrad. Calixinide. Here you go. This is what we need. The clown is going to do drugs. And Blarg is complaining still that he's being shot. How do we inject you? Let's inject you with... I think one will do it. I think we're good. Bite wounds, bite wounds, bite wounds, bite wounds. It was the throat. So I've treated the body. I think just for a second effect, we'll inject the head as well. Well, I'm not... The clown is not the captain. Oh, yo, ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I'll have to tap the sign. Captain knows best. I put that up there specifically because you lot start questioning my decisions. Captain knows best. I was very nice. I brought a pet for Vamp, which is going for a bit of a wander. So, still safe, still good. We're going to send the clown in. You never have. Right, right. I still need to get a widget fixed. I do need to think. I'm going to get Crowman to look at it. She swears that she might have an idea that she just needs to look at the code. Now, I don't have any idea about coding. So a lot of it is like pieced together, cobbled. I mean, I know obviously in the chat the command is working, which is great. And I know it sometimes works to whoever types it in. But, yeah, that I will make sure that by the next Barotrauma stream, I'm getting that fixed. But Crowman only allows me to fit, like, one thing a day, because I get too obsessed with trying to get too much fixed. But, there we go. We killed a zombie. Granted, we had to use the ship's cannons. Exactly. That's exactly how it goes, as far as I'm aware. She presses some magic buttons, it works. And I just, you know, act pathetic. So we can have a look. So it still seems like we're leaking. We are leaking through the floor over here. I'm wondering why we're still leaking. Please ignore the fact that the clown seems to be doing spins. I may have left the water open. And they are panic spins. They are totally panic spins. If we can get some of this fixed... So, if we turned on the reactor... The reactor seems to be on? We're going to have to do some wiring. Who knows, maybe I'll bring... Gerbil down here in a second. You can do some extra wiring. So we have a sonar system. The water is not going down. I think we may have to maybe cut our way in, fix it, cut our way out. It's difficult to do because it's just so dark. So we use the plasma cutter, and we'll just cut through. We'll cut through here. Nice, quick, easy. Then we can fix this. Come on. Oh. I partially fixed it, and now it's like, oh, in the air, you can't go past it. We've fixed it already. Water system is telling me that I need to go over here, but there's nothing else. The water is going down. Okay, so that's positive. We've at least sealed the outside. It's now a... Do I just... I could just leave him sealed in. Go full Italian horror story. There you go. All fixed. Right, so we now have... The water's on. Repair this wall. So, should... Well, do we not have any energy then? I think it might be these junction boxes, but these seem to not be that. You can tell how often I've done this. Oh, these are smoking, so they need to get fixed at some point anyway. They don't look like they need to be fixed. Or they're just so badly fixed. I might have to possibly drag... Yeah, I might have to possibly drag a pink gerbil down here. Where's my torch? There's my torch. So we have oxygen here. This is the main server. Sorry. Okay, so water's on. The reactor should be on. Is there a reactor that I just don't see? It should all be working. Well, we can try to repair this. Turn it on and off again? I think that might be a fair thing to do. So, we turn on the reactor. Turn on the water. Turn on the reactor. So they are both on. Recharge rate seems to be burning these out. I didn't ask for your opinion, bot. Alright, let's... Yeah, I'm just gonna... not necessarily abandon this. I'm gonna come at it with a fresh set of eyes and see what Gerbil can do. I forgot to shut the door! Okay, that is interesting, because it now means that that's not working. Okay, yep, no worries. We'll just abandon this. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we'll come back to this at another time. But, in doing this, I think I promised a Iron Man suit to Gerbil. And this might be a valid way of showing it, to be honest. So, we'll just quickly hang up the diving suit on there. We'll switch to Pink Gerbil. Oh, by the way, Gerbil, we have a pet on board. I totally keep on forgetting about Mooch. Mooch? 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 I'm going to assume Mooch, what? Mooch? Really, Mooch? Really? I gave you the food! I gave you I did everything, Vamp! I did everything! I did everything! Mooch! Mooch is sleeping. There you go. That must be it. Yeah, Mooch is sleeping. I promise you, Mooch is sleeping. He had food! Mooch... I mean, if the worst was to happen, this is literally the first run. He will. And when he does, there'll be another Mooch there with him. There will be another Mooch. I can promise you that. I swear to God, I gave Mooch food. Now, if the argument was that if Mooch didn't eat the food it was given, because I said, hey Mooch, hold the food, and it didn't eat it, that's hardly my fault. Right? So, Gerbil, we need to give you an oxygen. There you go. Now for some. Okay. I need to figure out how to make these things work then, because obviously, we want to walk. We want to walk. Yeah, you should be able to walk with it. There should be no reason. No reason at all. Mooch is gonna be fine. I'm totally... You know, I'm just having to read the, instructions for this. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. What we can do is we shall test this. We take this off, we'll just drop this here, and we'll just drag it along. You know what? Let's just complete this dive. Yeah, we can heal him. We can definitely heal him. Don't worry, he will be healed. Let's just complete this dive, and then we can get back to place and we can heal him. I'm going to abandon the beacon station just purely for the fact that right now we've got more important things. The Iron Man suit isn't working. Mooch is mooching around and he's just asleep. Which is totally the case. Yeah, Mooch, yeah, we can heal Mooch. We'll heal Mooch. Ah! Mooch is fine. Mooch is fine. And if there was anything wrong with Mooch, we will address that. Okay? We'll address that as a crew. Yeah. I mean, there's always the risk. There's always a risk that could happen, but it's not like anything ate Mooch, right? It's not like anything ate Mooch, and yeah, absolute worst case scenario. Absolutely worst case scenario. You've had him for one dive. We will get another Mooch if we can't heal him. We will definitely get another Mooch, and we will give this Mooch a proper send-off. I believe I've got something that we could potentially do. But I don't want to say that, yeah, we can definitely save him, because I'm not sure. I've not had a pet in this for quite a while. But we saw the beacon station, right? Yeah? That was fun. Clown being attacked by a zombie. That was comedic and fun. Oof, you're losing them, David. You're losing them. You're losing them. Uh... Mooch is fine. Mooch is okay. Mooch is okay. And if not, we will... I've got to get the bumper sticker, right? We've got to get the bumper sticker. So... That's extra thing I can do, and that will prove that Mooch is alright. I hope. It could... Honestly, Mooch could be asleep, for all I know. You could be making a lot of panic over nothing. I am suddenly now still very scared Vamp is going to do something. So we weren't able to do the bacon, which is fine. We kind of gave up on that. We do have the power armor. He's probably fine. He's probably fine. And like I said, if not, then we will address that when it comes to it. But we will keep... Whether it's 1 Mooch, 2 Mooch, 12 Mooch. Maybe not 12, because it would be quite difficult to feed them. I mean, there is no way I can see how he died. There was nothing on board. He survived the creatures that were eating him. Oh, correction. No monsters were eating him. The monsters were eating Blarg. So... Mooch should be fine. Should be. If Mooch is not fine, that speaks more to Mooch. So yeah, we'll just have a quick check. I'm just having a quick check now that we loaded there. If Mooch is okay, Mooch will be... should be moving. For a totally separate reason, though, just so I can have a look to see how I can get the power armor working. I'm just going to quickly throw it to this. Right. So, I've gone back down to where Mooch was, and he's not there. That can be one of two things. Either the game has gone... he's dead, we need to remove him. Or the game has gone, oh, we just don't need... we will put him back on the station. So, the important thing is, he's not there. I'll have a quick run around and see if I can have a look. This suit is still not doing anything. Do we need anything? I know the reason why. We need a fuel rod. That'll be the main reason why. So we still have one issue. I'm going to get a second egg. Just in case. I'm going to get a second egg just in case. Honest, I have no idea. Mooch should still be around. He should still be around? He could be on board the ship, on the station. I'm going to... We've got a Schrodinger's Mooch scenario. I could just click the medic. Okay. That doesn't necessarily speak to anything, having the medic there. There is a possibility that Mooch didn't eat the food we gave it. It should have done. And I will argue to the heavens above that that can't be my fault. But I understand. So, let's see if we can get another egg. We will get a second Mooch. We will name this one Mooch. I will jump through everything I can. And we'll consider that one a... There you go. We'll actually buy pet food. They don't have any eggs. Ready, game? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be brutally honest, because I think it'd be easier to rip the band-aid off now. Yeah, we did feed him. The only thing that I could possibly think that went wrong is they're not like a dog or a cat, where you can just give them the food, put the food down somewhere, and be like, oh yeah, they'll eat it. You might actually have to hand-feed Mooch. Noticing that I'm still only referring to it as Mooch, not a Salatoad. So, I think that was it was still my fault. I let us get a pet without looking at how to look after it. And I let us get too attached. Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah, we never know. We can never know. We can never know. I will ensure that the next thing we do, I will look for another egg. And I would rather get another pet, call it Mooch, and then encounter encounter the OG original Mooch later on. And then we go, okay, cool, we've got Mooch 1 and Mooch 2. I just don't think it's very fair to you. And in the nicest way, I don't want to upset you by going, yeah, he's still alive. Look, he's behind the scenes. He's hiding in the ship. I would rather us go, there is a chance Mooch is no longer with us, and we address that. But, I mean, on a slightly lighter note... so, while one person's heart is broken, we have discovered how to make the power suit work. No, it's okay. It's okay, Vamp. I'm happy to get another pet. I want to get another pet. Purely for the fact that it has annoyed me, the fact. I think we just have to find the right station. There are certain stations, each station's slightly different. And so we're looking for a research station. So we could head back. It wouldn't be too difficult. We could head across. There is no research stations further on. No, you know what? Okay, chap. I'm making a choice. I'm stepping up. We're heading back. 3 main reasons. So, easy money, arms delivery, transport some soldiers. easy money. We can make that. We can do that. I don't believe... Well, we'll have to make some more friend... yeah, maybe we'll do the cheaper of one of those. Because we want enough reputation to get past that. It means that we can stop back off at the beacon. If it wasn't for Mooch, I would be more tempted to figure out why that wasn't working the way I was expecting it to. By all rationale, that should be working. And then, of course, if you go back to the research station, they will offer strange eggs. And we'll just run... We can run to... Yeah, I'm happy to stay on, and we'll at least get to around here. Or get as close as we can to it. So it's a small back step. If it wasn't for the beacon station, there's part of me that is like, you know what, I would have just reset that run, as awful as it is. I personally feel... this isn't just me talking to Vamp, this is me talking for myself. I feel annoyed that Mooch died. So, I'm going to address this myself. I want to... Yeah, it would be nice to have something on board. Not just for Vamp, but yeah, for everybody, like, everybody else. It makes the ship more of our ship. Makes it a bit more unique, makes it a bit more special. It makes it more heartbreaking when Mooch, you know, fights a mud raptor to the death. So I think we can run this. We'll just go full speed. Full speed. We can run it. And I'm sure you lot don't mind, right? Jebel, you don't mind. We get to try out your power suit. And yeah, we'll buy a few eggs. We won't just buy the one. We'll buy a few eggs just on the off chance. We'll consider these practice runs. And then, worst case scenario, I'll even buy as many of the other eggs as I can. We can store them in a cupboard somewhere. And when it comes to it, yeah, if we do particularly well, or, you know, we want to celebrate, we'll get another pet. We can definitely run this. Like, we're doing this mainly for the credits. That's going to be my excuse. That's what we're going to go with it. Right, so we need fuel rod, which is the latest thing. Exactly, this is crew morale. If any of the crew had died normally, I would have reset. And that is me being brutally honest. I would have reset. There we go. We've got movement now. So Gerbil has his Iron Man suit. And more importantly, Gerbil can make multiple Iron Man suits. So, if it comes to it... If it comes to it, we can start sending assistants out in Iron Man suits. There you go. We can dismiss this. I want to head back to that beacon. I'll quickly throw this onto autopilot, so I want to check. See if we have had any issues down here. Currently, I think we're okay. Which is annoying. It's another one of these times where I'm like, I don't really want this particular event to happen, but if it happens, at least I can show you lot. But if it gets to like the 2.5 hour mark and we've not encountered anything, I'll just give a rough description of what this thing is. I am still half expecting just to hear Mooch now. This is a slight issue we are having with the guns. Is that they're a little bit too good. They are shooting holes in the side of the ship. we are going up, despite the fact I don't want us to go up. Come on. Let's dive. Okay, so we're going to make a very quick stop off at the beacon. Shouldn't be too difficult. We've already dealt with most of the things there. It should hopefully just be, I'll pop in, or we'll pop in. I'll drag Pink Gerbil along. Pink Gerbil has a quick look in his Iron Man suit. If he can't fix anything, he's our mechanic. I mean, we could potentially also bring our engineer on board as well, bring Crewmana. Which could do. But right now, we just have to hope that the ship doesn't sink. Right. We will board this. Give that a shot. There will be some annoyingly pointless little thing that I've not noticed. So, is it that tiny little hole? No, it can't be. I think it was underneath. It was. I bet you. It sounds like it was all happening underneath. I'm not sure why that would have stopped it from powering up, though. But everywhere else on the outside seems okay. Let's get on board. We've had a bit more of a leak in the meantime. Oh, there's a husk in here. Yep, no worries, no worries, that's all good. So, Gerbil, fancy beating a zombie to death with a pipe wrench? I think that's something we might be having to do. Of course it sounds fun. Everybody likes beating up zombies. And don't worry, if you get bitten, or if you feel anything in the back of your throat, we should be able to cure you. And, if anything, it's actually quite useful. It means that you should be, yeah, you're getting weapon skill. I think you are you might be resistant to a lot of damage. It does look like you're scratched and you've got a blunt force trauma. And there we go. Zombie is down. The quick fix of this. There's two of them. Okay, well... Or you're back alive, I'm not sure which. Nope. Fight for the ages. Two titans. I feel like there should be some better music to this. The music playing is currently just too chill. Now, I know that that thing is healing. It is healing. Okay, it can heal. Why is it... It should be dead. It should be dead. Just gotta beat it to death a few more times, because this thing does not stay dead. Okay, I think it is dead now. Gets back up. I'm just gonna grab it and drag it outside. Oh, okay. It had an ID card, and it had some husk eggs on it. Let's, I just think for the sake of protecting Gerbil, as mutinous as he is, I don't necessarily want my main engineer to die. Yet. And if there is a chance that thing can come back to life... He's infected. Even with the suit, he's infected. I think we're okay. Let's give it just a fraction of time. Okay, so we are generating no energy. Turn you on. Water should be turning the turbines. Turn that on. The reactor should be turning on. Everything else should be working. It should be working, chat. It really should. The only thing is maybe these batteries are an issue. Okay. I don't like that. So we are going to quickly go back. We're going to try to stop Gerbil from turning into a zombie. Let's quickly just drop that there. Okay, cool. We have good news. If you were going to die, you would have a tentacle coming out of your mouth right now. That is a good sign. Bad news. The clown has the medicine we need. Jebble, stay. Jebble, stay. Jebble, I don't want you to die. Heal. Yeah, husk infection. Alright, we need to quickly treat this. Right, I think husk infection has been cured. Pros and cons have a tentacle coming out of your mouth. Bam. I mean, I know we did Cthulhu not too long ago, but really? Right. Gerbil is fine. Gerbil is good. I'm not worried about Gerbil anymore. We left it a bit late. But Gerbil is safe. I think we're going to have to probably bring Crowmanor on board quickly. So I'm just going to very, very briefly swap the fuel rods around, because the last thing I want to do is for our ship to stop. And you know what, I'll take some fuel rods around with us as well. I'm equally concerned about letting anything bad happen to Crowmanor. Not just because she would not let me hear the end of it, but as the engineer, she is the most important one in keeping our ship going. I have crawled back with barely a ship working, but I really don't want a nuclear explosion on board. And a nice added benefit of Crowmanor is she is wearing electrician's goggles, so if there is power, we can see where it's going. Blarg is still complaining about being shot. We've had a character almost into a zombie. We've had the loss of a loved one. And he's still being upset because he's got a minor graze. But I think that was it. We just needed to fix the junction boxes. Which I probably could have done if I had just brought Screwdriver on board anyway. So, with this fixed, it will allow us the ability to give this a quick repair. Hey, Crowmanor! So what we can do now is we can trigger an active sonar, which is pulling any monster nearby towards us. Which, you know, not ideal, but this is fixed. What this does mean, yeah, like I said, we can throw on a directional scan. So even just short term. I really need to learn to shut doors. I think Gerbil, hopefully, isn't suffocating himself. I saw that he was... we did take his oxygen out to put it into this suit. Quick check. Okay, he's fine. Pink Gerbil is not suffocating himself. Let's get Crowmana back on board. She is relatively unarmed. That's fine, we've got these big guns protecting her. You're not on board. We decided we wanted to check back to make sure that a beacon station was fixed. And yeah, we sent... Initially it was the clown, then we sent the other clown, Pink Gerbil. And then, you know, we were just like, well... It just still doesn't seem to be working. And at that point I was like, maybe we need to actually get a electrician on board. And you're the best electrician. And lo and behold, you fixed it. There you go. How you go back to fixing that. So, we are currently heading back. We had a minor hiccup. We got a pet. Yep. I was not expecting that. Do your jobs. Yep. Protect me. It was a minor hiccup. The minor hiccup was we adopted a pet, but I didn't research how to look after the pet. No, that's not the pet. The pet was called Mooch. We are going back to get a second Mooch. It was a minor hiccup. Like, it survived everything. It survived a flood, it survived an attack. We got all the way through it, and then we noticed Mooch wasn't mooching anymore. Yeah, Vamp is... I did the stupid thing of letting Vamp name it and become emotionally attached to the pet. So, we're running back. We initially... we came back. The official reason was we're making good money. The less official reason is I wanted to fix that beacon. But the... We are just getting infected. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I am infected with that zombie parasite. I am going my absolute hardest. Rather than trying to find where the clown is hiding the meds. Which I think I dropped on the floor. So, not my wisest decision. I'm just gonna try to dock as quick as we can. Redock. Okay. I need to run up. I need to make sure that I'm not going to turn into a zombie. But yeah, that's how pretty much the entirety of the stream has so far has been got a pet, try to feed a pet, something happened. I didn't forget to feed Mooch. Like, we brought pet food, we brought a pet name tag. I gave the food to Mooch. Mooch didn't feed itself. That is not my fault. That is not my fault. And, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, that wouldn't make sense. I think we might actually have to hand feed Mooch. We might have to actually hand feed Mooch. So, there is a chance? Yeah. Poor Vamp is distraught. And we're just bringing it up again, so let's not ever mention Mooch again until we inevitably get the second Mooch. Yeah, go. I'm okay. We're all good? Oh! Blarg was also infected. So that was... We've had 4 people this stream almost turn into zombies. I mean, I wish I had a webcam here, but I'm kind of like, oh well, you know, shrugging shoulders. No, that was rough. I am... Honestly, part of me is starting to think maybe the vamp in my private game was sensible in making sure that people could become a zombie without becoming a zombie. Just gonna drop some of this on round. Yeah, Vamp, you are right. It has already made me kind of go, that might be the smart way to go in the future. Because at the very least, I'm less worried that we're going to suddenly go around and start killing everything. Okay. They have eggs. And they have got more pet food. The fact that it says the pet food owned and it's not gone down at all is concerning. So, Vamp, it's like you're waiting here knowing what the next step is going to be. You've got 28 packets of blood. I shan't... Once again, I won't question it. But let's buy some more pet food. I'm just going to buy another pet tag. Let's go buy an egg. And if we have it now. And then, just in case, not that anything bad is going to happen, just in case, we'll buy the eggs and put them in the submarine. I might also buy a storage container, and maybe we'll put the eggs in the storage container and then put that in the submarine. So, worst case scenario, if anything happens to this Mooch, we'll try again. We'll try again. Desperately make sure. We now know that the original Mooch, Mooch Prime, wouldn't feed itself. And it breaks our heart. It breaks our heart to hear that. But we now know that we can make this Mooch can be... We'll be fine. We can look after this Mooch. So, put to strange egg. There you go. And then if we hold the food out, is it going to eat it? It's holding it. Okay. Okay. We have now learnt. It's been 2 hours, but we have learnt how to feed a pet. So, I'm assuming, with Vamp's permission, we'll just call the first Mooch, Mooch Prime. That was a trial Mooch. Yeah, we tried it out. Yeah, is a pet suitable for us? And I think it was. I think we're fine. Now that we know how to look after a pet, I think we can look after it. So, I'm thinking Mooch Prime was great, trial Mooch, but this is the proper Mooch. And then once again, I make no promise. If it dies, I will do my absolute best to make sure it doesn't die, but if it dies, we have got the other eggs, and we can even mix up a bit. If you don't want to pick the grass type starter, you want to go for the fire type starter, we'll mix up the eggs. We've got 3 different flavours of eggs. But Mooch. Let's there you go, Mooch. It's back, it's happy. It's stunned when you pick it up, but that's fine. That terrified me for a second there. I thought that was something more suspicious. There you go. We'll put Mooch down here. Mooch is safe. Everybody, Mooch is safe. It's all good. Mooch is mooching. I can live for another day. Oh yeah, no worries. Is connection good on my side? Or is it like who else have we got in chat? Crewmate, am I coming through nice and clear? I'm going to assume I'm coming through. Yeah, I'm going to assume I'm coming through okay. But obviously, if anything's coming, if like there's disturbance in there or audio issues, visual issues, let me know and I'll try my hardest to recapture it. But Mooch is done. Right, we need to get another job because we have backtracked slightly to get Mooch. Okay, so prisoner transport. If it's going in the right direction, I'll take nearly anything. Swarm. Okay, so we also started up the session being particularly good with one faction, and we may have gone full turncoat and just by coming back here. But it's okay. You can run with it. We can actually do a very quick check just to see if they've got level up. So Pink Gerbil, you have a level up. So, congratulations. You have finished Brawler. We can potentially make it so you are a bit better, sort of generically, or we can set you down another path. We can set you down the minor path, which, okay, but we're not doing much mining at the moment. Yo, Vamp, welcome back. So the benefit of the minor path is effectively, if we can get it right to the end, we can treat any submarine as fully upgraded in returns to buying upgrades. That could be quite useful. However, the machinist can do fixed foam grenades, which basically grenades fixes the walls. Really useful. Repair speed will be useful. That would be quite good, I suppose, in the long term. But we could also make it that you go move faster. And let it drain. Build a portable pump. And we can build drones. That could also be useful. Yeah, so we'll see. I won't level up right now. But anyone fancy gaming, when you get a moment, no rush. If you have a particular preference of where you'd like to go, I will try my absolute hardest to to get it for you. As it stands, I think we're going to just put our defense. So I'll have a fighting outside, fighting on board. Now, we're not really fighting anything outside yet, so I'm going to go with the enforcers. Right, yeah, fancy, anyone fancy gaming. You've got a level up. You've maxed out the brawler tree. It's got you the exosuit. But you have a choice between going into Scrapper, which is all about building things, making things, finding materials, and the Machinist, which is a lot more about repairing things. At the end of Scrapper, we can treat our submarine as being the highest tier when it comes to buying upgrades. Long term, that's really good. We could also just buy a slightly better submarine. But if we're staying with a level 1 submarine or a level 2 submarine for a while, that's good, but we need to level up quite a bit. Machinist will get a robot that can follow you around and shoot things. You thinking Scrapper? We can go scrap it. Like I was saying, Vamp earlier on, picking one path doesn't lock you out the other. It will just mean you're on it for a bit. So, okay, we currently have... When you deconstruct ore, gives you a chance of double the output. Cool. Sweet. So we're on that path for you. Everybody else... Witchcraft is currently going down the gunning range. I like the idea if he's fighting with somebody else, the guns do more damage. Vamp, you're okay, and you've still got Mooch next to you. Zwei is going to be able to get more pets. So, that giant mud raptor thing that terrified us, that turned out to be somebody's pet, Zwei Gwyn will be able to make those. We have 2 on board, which, you know, there won't ever be Mooch, but it would be nice to have, like, attack dogs on board to help maybe everybody else. So, yeah, we'll look after Mooch. These, I'm thinking we just... It's going to sound awful. If they die, they die. These are... Yeah. They're not even pets, not even attack dogs. They're just the monsters we're keeping on board that will attack enemies. And, more importantly, they hopefully protect Mooch. And the assistant didn't get anywhere. So... Let's see if we can go a bit further on. You know what? Give me a second. Give me a second. Not 3. I am just changing the stream title. So, it should update. Oh no. Crewmana, no. Oh, Crewmana. I feel stabbed in the back. I have altered the stream title to Taking the Plunge with Mooch. So, inevitably, at the end of, I don't know, a year-long campaign, when we slowly crawl to the end boss, I don't expect this is going to take a year, to be honest. Either we'll all get bored of this and I'll die too many times, I'll be too scared and nobody will be able to convince me any further, or we just will get through it a lot quicker. But yeah, at the end of this, we will know that this is the episode Mooch came in. For morale, for everything, we will keep... Much like we have like a ship's parrot or a ship's cat, we will have a ship's Mooch. If anything happens to this Mooch, we will get a second Mooch. If we get more Mooches, then that even protects us even better. Because if something happens to one Mooch, if we can have like 12 of them... Actually, maybe not 12 of the Mooches, because that means we have to feed on the Mooches. But, yeah. Yeah, Crewmana. Plural of Mooch is Meech. Okay, we'll have several Meech. But yeah, Crewmana, we might need maybe tomorrow. I might ask you to have a look at the code because it is working. The code is working. It's just not showing up on the widget. But I also think you may have done that particularly to make sure that you stay as claims the hat on the widget. But yeah, we'll address that. We'll address that. But yes, we'll end up with several Meech on board. I'm fairly certain you would put on an override. So even if somebody else did try to claim the hat, you would still be able to knock them off there and have like a timed section. You see, it is. It does work for Crewmana. It doesn't like, and it works for Blarg as well. It just doesn't seem to like Vamp. It doesn't seem to like. I know. See, now I'm wondering. Blarg's name's got a capital. So I think the widget maybe only reads the capital. It doesn't like the lowercase. Just an idea. Maybe that it will be fixed for the next next stream. Right. That's a large swarm arms delivery. Or we could do prisoner transport. Or one word length, maybe. Yeah. It's stuff we can look at. It's stuff we can look at. Right, I'm thinking if we grab both the Terminator Swarm and the Prisoner Transport and the Hammerheads? Yeah, you know, I feel good. I feel good. Maybe not the Hammerheads. Purely for the fact that I don't want anything to happen to this new Mooch. I would hate for something bad to happen to this Mooch. So, we'll at least have one more go. Yeah, because as you can see, for those who look at the chat, the bot recognises and it gives the correct response. It is literally just the widget at the bottom left of the screen locks to certain people. But yeah, okay, yeah, you've changed the name to capital, and it still hasn't noticed. Which, but it also isn't recognising the fact it's a mod because Vamp can't do that either. It's interesting. This is useful things. Useful things. Once we get this, you're stealing the hat from each other, which is good. This is what we wanted. Okay, cool. So that is all of that. Apparently, I have got a flood already. Oh. I forgot to shut the door. Again, yes, again. Okay, we're doing all good. Okay, Mooch just wants to have somebody play with him. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. Mooch needs to be fed, at least occasionally. It needs people to play with him, at least occasionally. Now, these are the crawlers. So these are those weird seal things. Hopefully, Witchcraft is strong enough, well, experienced enough with that gun, that they shouldn't prove too much of an issue. We're going quite deep now. I mean, just saying, I could just blow a hole in the like in the floor. That would mean we'd go down really quickly. But I can't risk Mooch. Not again. Okay, we are almost broken 3,000 meters depth. Oh, we're good, we're good. Actually, this is quite good. If we can get the storm coming at us in little goes, Witchcraft should have an easier time of this. We are out of ammunition for the gun. Okay, okay, let's just try and pull up. I think Blarg's on the rear gun. Okay, yeah, he shot the rock away. We should be okay to move. Okay, cool. The hunt is done. Mooch is okay. See, Mooch is already bringing us good luck. Let's quickly throw back onto directional. Okay, well, you know what? It's been 2.5 hours, so we've not encountered. I am not fighting a Moloch right now. Yeah, that thing can stay. We're just gonna run past it. Eep, 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 eep. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Mooch. It's okay. It's okay, Mooch. We're okay. Where is that thing? I think the Moloch might be dead. I hope the Moloch is dead. Mooch has taken some damage. Nope, Moloch is still alive. Alright, I'm just gonna outrun it. You will heal him. Good. That is a very good thing. We will protect Mooch. I think it's safe to throw back on directional now. Ship, why aren't we sinking? Have we run aground? We've not run aground. Why are we not moving? There you go. Sub was just having a bit of a confusion moment. And come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost, almost. Okay, cool. We're in. We're in. Right. We're gonna make sure Mooch is okay. And then... You know, I think... We'll make sure Mooch is okay. We'll see if there's anything we can quickly do on board this station. If this looks particularly good, we can run with it. If it's not, there's part of me that's like, you know what, maybe we just even possibly call it this night. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Don't want to promise anything. I mean, I'm happy to go a bit longer, but I'm obviously aware that, you know... I don't want people just to sit here watching me bounce back and forth when we can go deeper in a bit. But you know what? I did say, yeah, I think I was saying before I got distracted by, I think, the Moloch. What one of the things I have edited to the ship, the secret surprise. Which I should be able to show. I think I've got enough spare. I might even be able to show you this. So there is a Pacific creature. I've come across it while leveling up. It's nothing too dangerous to begin with. It's a bit like the zombie parasite. You can ignore it for a while. It only becomes more awkward later on. Which is called ballast flora. Think of it like a sea anemone. It grows... it has a chance of spawning and growing in the ballast rooms. It basically starts chomping at the pump. Eventually, it will mess with the electrics. It will make sure that the room is always flooded, which means you just continuously sink or you fail a lot more. Yeah, it doesn't sound great. It's not great. And if you let it take too much time, it can reach the reactor. It can turn off the reactor. And if you let it get established that much, it spits acid at you. Now, there's a few ways how you can deal with it. So, what it encourages you to do is to just go down there with guns and flamethrowers, burn it out. Think like John Carpenter's The Thing style. You got your flamethrowers, burn it out, you get rid of it. Now, I don't mind doing that. But however, I have lost people by going down there with a flamethrower. It then locks the door and floods the room, spitting acid as it goes. Not ideal. So, what I have done, and this was a guide from when I very first started playing Barotrauma. It can lock doors. It's sentient. So, I have attached a detonator to the wall. Oh. Almost drowned. Didn't drown. Let that be a lesson to you, kids. Don't lie face down in water for too long. I have connected a rudimentary detonator with an incendiary grenade to a switch. Each ballast pump has one of these above it. Now, what I could do is just hold the grenade, throw a grenade down the door, and pray. Like I said, it can shut doors. Even worse is when a friendly bot goes, "Oh, this door's open, I'll shut it for you," just as you're about to lob a grenade down it, and end up setting fire to the ground beneath your feet. So this should mean that even if we can't open the door... Hey, it's important, don't lie face down in water. Full heavy rain moment there. But yes, so if I press this button, it should, well, it does, ignite the grenade. right above the ballast tank. Face up the water. I'm learning. Yeah, I'm just going to put on the scuba suit just for this, because I know I'm going to go back under. It has, however, destroyed the detonator, so I need to get that fixed. But as a short-term fix, it will stop anybody from being trapped inside this thing when it's spitting acid, locking doors, and trying to flood. I mean, I'm not saying I don't look badass wearing the oxygen mask. I really do, but I'm not going to run through the oxygen, to be honest. So yeah, these are attempts to protect the ship. I think next time, if I'm doing some sort of like behind-the-scenes leveling, I'll try to leave... Or if I notice we get infected, I will leave the game as it currently is, just so I can kind of show as and when. And that way, yeah, everything's... Yeah, you get a good taste of what this is. But odds are, we're going to encounter a lot of these things. They aren't nice. They look like... almost like a red rust. So, I'm thinking, because it has almost been about an hour 20 right now. An hour and 30, 2 hours 30. I'll call it here, I think, for today. I might do another Barotrauma later on. If I do, I will make sure people are aware. I won't just spring it on people. We have got a new pet on board. We've got an Iron Man suit. You know, we're doing well. We've got Mooch. Mooch we will defend with our life. I will try to find a way to stencil Mooch somewhere on the ship with Amp. I'll even... No, that might be a bit too dark to put Mooch and then put a little tiny chart underneath it. So yeah, we will do our absolute best to protect Mooch. I'll leave it here for today. I will maybe slowly move a bit closer, so the next stream we do, we can go to the next deeper area. But yeah, we've encountered a few new things. We've had fun. The amount of people almost turned into husks was a bit ridiculous, but we'll get that fixed. Yeah, so I hope everybody had enjoyed tonight's stream. I actually really enjoyed it. I know we didn't feel like we do a lot, but yeah, we got a pet. And if I'd left without turning that beacon back, I would have started tearing my own hair out. So that's good, and it gives us a goal of what we're doing next time. So yeah, I will say farewell to everyone. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. And yeah, I will look forward to seeing you for the next one.